Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit and I'm Laird of the Arena. You wanted a warrior, finally got one. Definitely be lacking in terms of warrior choice. I know you guys want to see one, so let's draft a deck with it and see what we can do. Warrior's not amazing in arenas. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not amazing. It's probably better than Priest. Definitely not better than Rogue. Such is the way of things. Just the way that Arena works is that you won't necessarily get the cards that you need in order to properly synergize a deck correctly. Rogues, you generally always do, because they're just good. Priests, probably not so much either. It's late night, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I'm a little bit less excitable than usual. So, let us begin. Commanding Shout. I have never used that card or ever seen it played. Really interesting idea on that one. Your minions can't be reduced below 1 health this turn. Could potentially cause all manner of nonsense. And of course you got Armorsmith. Injured Blade Master is a... He's okay. He's alright, right? If you have a healing capability, you can get back up to 7. If you can somehow get him onto the field without having him use his battle cry or whatever, which is very difficult to do. I think a Commanding Shout. I can definitely see the use of that. Alright. Youthful Brewmaster, Arcanite Reaper, Oasis, Snapjaw isn't even a choice in my opinion. We take Arcanite Reaper there. Very powerful weapon. Frostwolf Grunt, a Frost Elemental, and a Stone Tusk Boar. Not really a fan of the Boar. It's 1/1 with charge. For 1 cost, you can get things which I feel have much better utility. A 1/1 with charge is generally not that useful. Very, very limited. Frostwolf Grunt is, yeah, it's alright. It's not amazing, it's okay. Frost Elemental, freezing a character is a pretty powerful thing. But I do feel I better 6-cost minions. Let's take the Grunt. Oh, great. Well, in this case, what we're going to do is grab a Dread Corsair. Very nice little pirate. Costs 1 less per attack of your weapon. Useful for warriors in particular. Pretty good for rogues as well, for obvious reasons. Probably best for rogues, actually, considering you can almost always have a weapon out. Frostwolf Grunt, Execute, and Tauren Warrior. Execute is extremely powerful. Very, very good. You can get rid of anything as long as it's taking damage, and there's all sorts of ways of making that happen. So, I think we'll take one of those. I do like the Tauren Warrior, don't get me wrong. I think it's a great card, but we're going to get that Execute. So, our first form of direct removal so far. Silvermoon Guardian, Dragonling Mechanic, and a Kobold Geomancer. Well, spell power actually does work for some warrior stuff, but it's pretty limited, so it's not necessarily worth taking. A Dragonling Mechanic, I think is pretty solid. You do get 2 creatures out of it, it's not too bad. Admittedly, for 1 cost more, you can get a 4/4 that summons a 2/2 in the form of the Silverhand Knight, but... And then, of course, you got your Divine Shield, Silvermoon Guardian. Not bad, but it's like, it's a 3/3 with Divine Shield for 4 cost. It's sort of middle of the road, in my opinion. I'll take a Mechanic. Okay, Heroic Strike, Stormwind Champion, and a Raid Leader. Heroic Strike, give your hero +4 attack that turn. That means you can actually attack without a weapon if you happen to use that. Not bad. Raid Leader, a solid card if you're playing a deck that has a lot of stuff in it when it comes to minions. And then, of course, the Stormwind Champion, which rocks in almost all circumstances. Let's take a Raid Leader. I'm filling out the middle of the deck. Second Arcanite Reaper, there's also a Warsong Commander. That's a nasty choice to have to make, frankly. Arcanite Reapers are obviously great, but Warsong Commanders are absurdly good. All your other minions have charge. It's nuts. It's one of the best things about the Warrior deck. And what we'll do is discuss a little bit more about the Warriors as we go into this, but... that's a tough call. I think I'm going to take the Warsong Commander. I really do. Well, it was kind to me. Decided to give me an Arcanite Reaper. Then he got Battle Rage. Now, we actually did a stream on Saturday where this card killed me multiple times because it can draw so many cards that you can end up getting into a fatigue state. And if you get into fatigue state as a warrior, you're kind of dead because you don't have any way to directly deal damage. Like, say, a hunter would be able to continue firing, a mage would be able to continue fire blasting. Not a warrior. Bad news, very bad news. And then we got that second Arcanite Reaper. All of these are pretty good. Let's grab the Arcanite Reaper, just to fill that out there, and we can hope to get those later. Knife Juggler, Sunwalker, Ravenholt, Assassin. These are all really good. We are, however, lacking in Major Taunt up to this point. And by Major Taunt, I'm talking like a big, heavy hitter taunt. Sunwalker's really, really good. 4/5 Divine Shield is really great. And of course, the Knife Juggler is everyone's best friend. Ravenholt Assassin is... I mean, it's solid. It's 7 cost, but it's 7-5 stealth. Difficult to handle. I'm going to take the Sunwalker. Inner Rage, Voodoo Doctor, Loot Hoarder. I think Inner Rage is the best call here. Don't get me wrong, these are okay low-cost cards, but Inner Rage is so good because you can use it to trigger Enrage creatures, and you can use it to kill 1 costs, and of course you can use it as a boost. So it's got a triple use there. Goldchar, Footman, Chillwind Yeti, and the Ancient Brewmaster. Chillwind Yeti is really solid. It really is. It's a 4-5, no card text, nothing special that can be silenced or anything like that. 4 cost. Really, you know, rock solid. It's difficult to kill something with 5 health. Ancient Brewmaster, pretty good as well. And then you got your Goldchar, Footman, Taunt. Chillwind Yeti, I think. Alright, epics. What do we got? Molten Giant, Sea Giant, Hungry Crab. I never get the Hungry Crab. I'm sorry. It's too situational to be of any value, in my opinion. There are certain circumstances where you can use it on a coin play for turn 1 for a 3-4, which is pretty great, but yeah, it's unreliable. Sea Giant, I'm thinking Molten Giant makes the most sense here. Admittedly, it half does and half doesn't, because if you're building up armor, you're reducing in health slower, which means that the Molten Giant doesn't get played. Maybe we get Sea Giant then. Sea Giant's alright. Let's take Sea Giant. Another Arcanite Reaper. Rampage, Acolyte of Pain, Arcanite Reaper. I'm tempted to get that Arcanite Reaper. Let's grab that. Okay, I don't think we need any more weapons now. And we certainly don't need that. That's not that great. Battle Rage. It's probably the time that we grab that. There's our card draw right there. Ironforge Rifleman, Frostwolf Grunt, and a charge. Give a friendly minion charge is cool. But we have stuff like this, which gives all of them charge. So, I don't necessarily agree with this. I mean, it's a 0 cost, so it can be useful in certain circumstances, don't get me wrong, but... I mean, we might get a second Frostwolf Grunt, honestly. And then the Ironforge Rifleman, which I don't tend to favor. I mean, again, that Battle Cry, we're only dealing 1 damage, whereas you can have the Elven Archer, which is 1-1 and does the same thing for 1 cost. So, it's not that great. I think we'll take the Frostwolf Grunt. Okay, cool. Emperor Cobra, Arcane Golem, Ravenholt Assassin. I have used this to some success. It's not too bad. You generally use it later in the game to make sure that the giving of the mana crystal doesn't do anything. Ravenholt Assassin, Emperor Cobra. I do like the Emperor Cobra, I've got to say. The fact that it can kill anything is fantastic. It is one of the best ways of getting rid of stuff like Mogashal Wardens. It's phenomenal. Ravenholt Assassin, though, is still pretty good. I'll grab the Cobra. Alright, Rampage, a charge, and a Bloodsail Raider. Bloodsail Raider in this deck could be really powerful because of Arcanite Reaper. Usually I wouldn't take this card, but I could play a 7-3 for 2 cost. That's kind of insane. So we're going to grab that. Let's hope we get another one. Nightblade. I mean, really now. Look at the comparison here. Nightblade is a 4-4 for 5 cost, deals 3 damage to enemy hero. Stranglethorn Tiger, 5-5 stealth. Way better, in my opinion. Way better. That's like, oh my god. Think about that. Think about, look at it. Bloodsail Raider, Gorehowl, insane. It could be good. I mean, we could go for a pretty weapon-heavy deck here. But that is a Faceless Manipulator, and that is a very, very good card. It is a very good card. It feels wrong ignoring the Gorehowl. But I've got 3 Arcanite Reapers. I've got weapons in this deck. A Faceless Manipulator, I think, has got more use. I hate even... Oh, I despise the idea of getting rid of it. Alright, a second Battle Rage for card draw, I will certainly take. Okay, Fairy Dragon, Raid Leader, Cruel Taskmaster. These are all good. In their own ways. All of them. Do we take a second Raid Leader? Cruel Taskmaster is cool because, like several of these warrior cards, it's multi-purpose. You can use it to pop weak creatures. You can, of course, use it to buff creatures and comboed with Enrage. It's great, but funny thing is I don't have any Enrage. I've only been offered 1 Enrage creature so far, so it's probably not going to be an option. Now, maybe we take a second Raid Leader. Oh my god, do I want another Arcanite Reaper? I think the amount of damage I'm going to be able to do with this is absurd if I take another Arcanite Reaper. 4 Arcanite Reapers. There we go. Just as I was talking about those Enrages. What do we like on the low creatures? We're really not good, are we? Nothing on the 1 cost. Let's grab an Elven Archer here. Another Raid Leader. Direwolf Alpha. I will take a Direwolf Alpha instead of another Raid Leader here, because it's a 2 cost, so grab that. We're offered another Direwolf Alpha, and I think we'll probably take it. Leaves us with 4. What do we got? Tauren Warrior, Slam, and Arathi Weaponsmith. Well, we won't be taking that, so it's between these two. I think we'll take that Tauren Warrior. Okay, it leaves us with 3. Another Bloodsail Raider. This is ideal for this deck. There we go. Definitely take that. 2 left. Brawl. Brawl's pretty good, frankly. I think it's better than these other options. Mountain Giant can be pretty good as well, but Brawl is... yeah, Brawl is pretty good. And that leaves us with 1 more. Bloodsail Corsair, Gadgetzan Auctioneer, and an Armor Smith. I think we take the Auctioneer here. Which is a little bit extra draw. How many spells do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're getting enough spells to justify that. There's a 6th one there. Yeah, alright. Okay. I think the Auctioneer might be the bet here. I think so. It's either that or an Armor Smith, and I've got a lot of 2s. Let's get the Auctioneer. There we go. Okay. So that's the Warrior deck there. Before I go into that, because I haven't really explained too much about Warriors, I'd like to show you what the Warrior can actually do and what it's based around. So let's go to my collection and let's go and have a look at the Warrior. As the Warrior, I think, is the least explained class to a lot of people that are new to this game. For some reason, it's not that popular. So, what can it do? Well, it is the class that has the most charge available to it. Obviously, there are basic charge creatures, right? But if you search for charge, you're going to notice there are 4 cards with the word charge on the Warrior side of things. The Kor'kron Elite, the Warsong Commander, which gives everything charge. And then you've got this one right here, as you can see, the charge. And then the Legendary for the Warrior, which is a Grommash Hellscream. Charge and enrage with a +6, which is pretty good, frankly. The best thing about that is if you have something like you can follow it up by doing some damage to it in some way, then you can enrage it immediately and just go crazy with it. It's kind of beautiful. So, as you can see, combined with the neutrals which have charge, which there's actually quite a lot of them, as you can see right here. These are all of the neutrals that have charge. You can put together a kind of charge-centric deck. That could work. Other stuff. It's pretty good at dealing damage directly, but in such a way that it buffs. You've noticed, like, the Cruel Taskmaster and the Inner Rage. Those are examples of that. You've also got some weird stuff that's kind of designed around the idea of triggering enrages. It's either designed that way or it just happens to do it, yeah? So, there's a couple of things that can trigger enrages fairly safely, and are kind of designed around that. Inner Rage is one of them. Whirlwind is another. Deals 1 damage to all minions. Really good if you're playing an enrage-centric deck, yeah? And then you've got stuff like Slam. Now, I've seen people use Slam to trigger enrage cards, because if the target survives, you draw a card, right? So that's kind of what it's designed to do. You slam a Tauren Warrior. Yes, it takes down 1 health, but it triggers that enrage and gives you a card as well. Cruel Taskmaster can also trigger that enrage. Then, you've got Rampage, which synergizes with enraged creatures. It's pretty good. And it's not the only thing that does either, because you do that and you combine it with a Frothing Berserker, which is not technically an enrage, but it is in a weird kind of way, and that works pretty well. So there's a lot of potential around the Warrior to play a bunch of enrage-based stuff. You also have your armor-based things. The Shield Slam deal 1 damage to a minion for each armor you have. If you could target a hero with this, this would be amazing. As it stands, it's not particularly good, in my opinion. But it depends. I mean, there's situations where you got 5 or 6 armor, you can just, for 1 cost, obliterate while taking no damage. Pretty much anything on the board, which is quite good. So, I don't know. I haven't had really enough experience with the Warrior to know how good Shield Slam is, but again, it's situational. If you're under pressure and you don't have any armor, this thing is useless, so can be problematic. Of course, the other thing about Warriors are weapons. They have access to several, actually. The Fiery War Axe being one of them. That's a 3-2, so that's a good value weapon for 2 cost. You then have, of course, what the Arathi Weaponsmith gives you, which is a 2-2. You then have Upgrade, which will equip a 1/3 weapon, which is rubbish, by the way, and you kind of shouldn't do that, but it will also upgrade a weapon with +1/+1. You then have the more powerful stuff, like the Arcanite Reaper, which is a 5/2, so good for big removal on big scary creatures, but you only get a couple of swings with it. And then Gorehowl, which is fantastic if you want to kill a lot of minions. The problem is you need a big armor stack to really make this work, because you're taking a lot of hits as you start to remove enemies from the board with it. As you can see here, attacking a minion costs 1 attack instead of 1 durability. So you can keep swinging this on minions till the end of time, or if you need it in a pinch, you can burn it just to do a big hit to the enemy. So you got a couple of options there. So yeah, it's not too shabby. You can definitely see the abilities and the capabilities here of the warrior at play. Not a very popular deck right now. Don't necessarily blame people. I think there's more interesting decks available. I think once they have to pad the warrior out maybe with some more interesting weapons and things like that. Alright, let's go in the arena. Let's see how it performs then. I am not totally unhappy with this deck. The 4 Arcanite Reapers are going to make things very interesting. I mean, that's 40 damage potential amongst those cards alone. It's pretty good. Let's rock and roll. Let's just play a couple of games. I'll say it's a little bit late at night, so I have to apologize for the mistakes that I make. Don't know if there'll be any more so than usual, but hey. Alright. Let's see who's awake at this ungodly hour. I ran into some pretty nasty guys earlier, actually. I ran into Echioic. Well, I think that's how you pronounce his name, or Echioic. He used to actually be... Oh, hello, the player's here. Excellent, cool. You can see that? Yeah, we're going to keep that Bloodsail Raider. Because that Arcanite Reaper player is available for later on. I'm going to toss these two. Keep a hold of this. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, he... Lol, that was terrible. As I was once again saying, I think he still plays StarCraft. I think he works for Microsoft now. He actually made some of the pretty effective older builds back in the day for Terran. So I played him. He destroyed me completely. Sinister Strike opening. Alright. Not really concerned about that. Nothing I can't pretty much heal up with an armor. Alright, Elven Archer. I generally don't like playing this first because I like to use it as some form of elimination. In this case, I might play it because it may trigger him to use that Dagger Mastery and get rid of it, but, There's nothing else I'm gonna... I don't know. It's a case of, do I just play the creature for the sake of playing the creature? Because what I've got in my hand right now is not really conducive to anything worthwhile. Yeah, you know what? Let him play something and respond to it. It's just better. It's like, if I play this, I do 1 damage to him, and then he knifes up, stabs it, and he's down at 28. Oh no. And this is better now, because I can now play this, kill the Leponome, and he's forced into the same kind of position. So, we're not going to use the Bloodsail Raider yet, because I have an idea for this combo play later. We're going to hold on to that. So, as you can see, waiting a turn was a little bit more effective. Obviously, I'm going to take the damage, but I was going to take the damage anyway. That killed off one of his creatures. And he's now forced to either respond to this Elven Archer or let it go. I'm very surprised he's back. That actually was silly, in my opinion. I would not have wasted a backstab on that. I already had no way of getting through that Ironfur Grizzly, so I'm not really sure what his plan was there. To be fair, though, as it stands, I actually... Well, I wouldn't have been able to make it all the way through, but I would have been able to do good damage with the Raid Leader here. Well, I'm not going to play the Raid Leader because it'll be instantly annihilated, so I think we're just going to armor up and take a hit for the time being. Next turn, we can coin Arcanite Reaper. We have more Arcanite Reapers than gods, so we're going to be swinging pretty hard. And then the turn after that, we've got the Raid Leader and a Bloodsail Raider play, which is pretty fantastic. The problem is, in the meantime, I am going to take some more damage, but that's just the way of it. There's no way I can actually stop this right now. I have all 4 of my Arcanite Reapers in my hand. This is just dumb. Alright, Arcanite Reaper Ho, we're up. So, first things first, eliminate him with that. We're going to take damage from him anyway, might as well take him out now. Then second turn, we actually have the Bloodsail Raider will overwhelm the Mogashan Warden, which is pretty funny, but I don't actually have a charge to make that work. There would be a nice combo with this and the Warsong Commander, but I only got 1 of them in the deck. He has a lot of taunt, but he's burning a lot to get to this point as well. We could also Inner Rage up, but of course that's entirely pointless. We do have options though with Inner Rage. Inner Rage would allow us to knock out that Dragon Hawk immediately, which might be a good idea, because we're looking to try and keep this Bloodsail Raider alive. And the only way that's going to happen is if we manage to get rid of that. So, yeah, I think that is the correct play. So, Bloodsail Raider. Lol, 7-3. And then that's now 8-3. And then we do that. God, I wish I had charge right now, but as it stands, I don't. And then we kill off that with the Arcanite Reaper. Then next turn, we have more Arcanite Reapers. So, yeah, love it. Let's see how it goes. I'm juggling Arcanite Reapers right now. Does he have a backstab? Oh, damn it. He just powered into a backstab, didn't he? I hate you so much. This is why I hate rogues in arenas, by the way. They just have that absurd amount of removal. Oh, well. Alright, so I think the play here is we get another Arcanite Reaper out and we just batter our way through. But unfortunately, I am losing hard here, because he's been able to do damage to me and I haven't been able to respond. But we'll see if that remains that way. He is now really low on cards, and I'm not. Unfortunately, half my cards are Arcanite Reapers. And I haven't been able to play Battle Rage to gain cards yet either, because I've never been able to get a good advantage on the board. Darkscale Healer comes out. We can kill that immediately, but the problem is, I am taking loads of damage by taking these swings, and I have no armor either, so... Weapon-based warriors don't really work that well. Alright, well that's a free Dread Corsair. Can't really say no to that. And then I think we Direwolf Alpha. We could then swing the Arcanite Reaper, equip another Arcanite Reaper. Get rid of that Darkscale Healer we can do, but we'll take another 4 damage in the process. I'm quite literally killing myself here. And I will certainly lose my Dread Corsair next turn. If I'm gonna lose it, I would at least like to do a bit of damage with it. Oh, man. This is actually pretty rough. Do I remove yet another thing and take yet more damage? I guess I do. And then play another Arcanite Reaper, so I'm ready to swing next turn and hope to actually get some damn creatures. Yeah, getting 4 weapons and no way to bring your health back up and even get a break to get some armor going is not helpful. Alright, let's see what he's got. What's that card in his hand? Is it useful? Well, it doesn't matter. He's going to eliminate that, certainly. That takes it down to 3. So, I mean, we could certainly kill it next turn, but that would take me down to 8. He takes his first damage of the game. Oh, come on. This has actually been the worst draw ever. Like, 2 Battle Rages, really? I might have to burn 1 Battle Rage because I'm getting to the point of dying. So, I'm going to burn that Battle Rage. Gets me a taunt. Okay. I guess that can work. We're gonna have to swing the Arcanite Reaper again. That takes me down to 8. Alright, I cannot afford to do any more of those on creatures. I'm gonna have to now aim the rest of my Arcanite Reapers at the rogue. I'm already through 2 Arcanite Reapers. This is my 4th, and my 3rd is on 1 durability. And he brings up a 4-cost taunt, which is exactly what he needed to get. Make your mind up. There you go. What's your follow-up? A head crack? Oh, Jesus, he has a head crack. Yeah, that's bad news, because that means even if I got heavy taunt, he's still going to be able to do damage to me. Alright. Okay, I can Battle Rage for 2 here, and I can also create a combination. This is I'm starting to play a bit desperately here, but I kind of need it. Okay, that generates that. That's going to generate me a 3-card draw. There we go. Cool. Oh, I'm 1 mana short of the Warsong Commander, which would have broken through there very easily. That is not great. But it is the way of things. Alright. Do I waste an Arcanite Reaper breaking that? I don't think so. I don't think that damage is worthwhile. Bear in mind, I only have 3 more swings of the Arcanite Reaper available. I'm not going to use it on that guy. It's not going to happen. The problem is those head cracks are going to kill me unless I can keep armoring up to absorb the damage. So who's going for what? Well, if you got any sense, you'll send your Stormwind Knight at that Frostwolf Grunt, and then you'll stab the Direwolf. Yep. That's unfortunate, because now this Direwolf Alpha is not going to... Well, this Gadgets on Auctioneer is not going to be able to do much. Oh, cool, we got a Sunwalker. That's pretty good. Alright, what options have we got? Warsun Commander, Sunwalker. That's not a bad option. So we break that, we Warsun Commander, we then hit him for 9. And suddenly he's in a way worse position than he was before. There's no point Ray Leadering now because that initial damage boost will be wasted because I have to break this. So I think that is the best option here. Alright, so first things first, we smack him. Play that, play that. There we go. That causes charge on there. Do we eliminate his one creature that way? Yeah, we do. We clearly do. Absolutely. Yeah, just get rid of it. Get rid of his ability to do damage to me. Suddenly, things are back in our favor. But he does have that head crack, so I'm a couple of turns away from dying. If he has an Eviscerate in his hand, I'm instantly dead, because he heads cracks and then eviscerates. But he doesn't. So I know that card in his hand is a head crack. So he's played a stealth creature there. Which could be problematic, because it depends if he can get rid of this or not. So he's going to head crack me. Okay, so that takes me down to 4. So I've got to really be armoring up next turn. I have Raid Leader and Arcanite Reaper available, though. I also have a Sea Giant. Okay, what's the damage output? He's on 19. If I Arcanite Reaper, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ah, typical. But it's not, is it? No, it isn't, because we have a Sea Giant, which is the more effective way. So, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. GG. So much for the rogue. So, we took a lot of hits, but as it stands, basically, I burned all my cards, well, I burned all her cards on my face. That was the strategy. Just kept removing, over and over and over again, until she ran out of cards and options, and then got the momentum back. So that deck can work. What would have gone wrong for me is if she had a head crack earlier, she could have killed me. If she'd had something like an Eviscerate, she could have killed me. Anything that was just a more potent form of direct damage, other than what she was using. But that was fun. This 4-weapon deck is interesting. Alright, that is not a good start. We're not going to keep those. We'll keep the Inner Rage, but we're tossing the other 2. That isn't any better, really. In fact, it might be worse. The Sea Giant might have been a better idea by that point, but... well. We'll see. We might still draw a good card afterwards. Come on, 1 cost. Close enough. So Direwolf Alpha combined with Dragonling mechanic is very good, as you might imagine, but keeping the Alpha alive for that long is a little bit more difficult. Okay, so he's coining. Question is, what's he coming up with? Knife Juggler. Problematic. Can't get rid of that. Not with that, anyway. We can put out a Direwolf Alpha and hope that he can't summon 2 creatures to kill it and get the right kind of RNG. That's probably the best bet I've got right now. Not going to use the Inner Rage for obvious reasons. Mostly because that would probably attract knives in the general direction of that wolf. Ah, taunt creature. Not good. Okay, at least that's hitting me and not the wolf. Oh, I almost thought he was going to trade there. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Why would you do that? You just got a taunt up. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I have no way through this. Which is lousy. So I'm going to have to sack a creature here. If I play a Raid Leader, he can then trade, and he's trading efficiently there too, which I don't like. The other option is we'll just armor up and leave that thing be. Because the turn after that, we've got a couple of better options, I think, so... We'll do that. Because otherwise, he's just going to kill the Raid Leader, and he's going to be able to do so efficiently. And I'd prefer that he didn't have that ability. I don't like the fact the Knife Juggler's out, but at least all he's going to be doing is throwing knives at my armor right now, which is not going to do much. I feel maybe I overreact when I see stuff like Pint-Sized Summoner or Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler in particular. Pint-Sized Summoner is obviously a massive threat early game. But I don't know. Knife Juggler is annoying. Alright, we now have a means to get rid of the Knife Juggler. And that is we can use Inner Rage in combination with an Elven Archer. We could also then play the Raid Leader, which will make the Elven Archer more threatening. Admittedly, he will use the Silver Hand Recruit to kill the Elven Archer, so that is kind of pointless. But we do need rid of that Knife Juggler, so we're going to do that play. There we go, Inner Rage. Pops that immediately. Alternatively, we could just not play the Raid Leader, and we could just armor up instead. However, if we have the Raid Leader out and we play Dragonling Mechanic to follow that up, let's just armor up for the time being. He's going to trade that for that anyway, which is actually fine, because this does actually cost 2 mana to summon. This is only 1. I've already killed something with it, so that's not too bad. I'd just rather not show him something like the Raid Leader yet. I can't protect it effectively. I don't have anything that can buff. Alright, Tauren Warrior comes out. Alright, what have we got? Well, we have a Stranglethorn Tiger. That's one way of dealing with it. We just got the Arcanite Reaper out, so I think we just start with the Reaping, thankfully. I don't want him to be able to trigger an Enrage on it, and it's a taunt creature. I would prefer it to just die. So, we're gonna beat it into a fine paste. So, we've got some decent options here. Raid Leader, Dragonling Mechanic is a good combo. Ah, I hate it when he plays 1/1s. That's nasty. Because obviously I don't want to swing an Arcanite Reaper at the 1/1s. And he knows that, which is why he's playing a lot of weenie stuff on the field. I don't have any taunt to absorb. I actually do now. Cool. I think we Frostwolf Grunt Chillwind Yeti. There we go. That'll hold him back for a time being. Now, do we want to use that Arcanite Reaper on him? Potentially we do. Or maybe we want to keep it for some big removal. We have more Arcanite Reapers in the deck, so we'll take a swing. I mean, it's 5 damage. That's pretty significant. 6 swings the Arcanite Reaper, and that's a dead Paladin. But some would argue that was the wrong call, because I should have maybe kept a hold of the Arcanite Reaper, just in case he plays something big and scary that I need to remove right now, considering I have nothing in my hand that can reliably do it. So I'm taking a risk. Ah, humility. I hate you so much. Such a good card for 1. Such a good card. Defender of Argus. Alright, suddenly he is now able to use that on that, and then he'll probably beat me to death with the Young Dragonhawk. Yep, not ideal. Or he's not going to do that. That's a... I'm not... I think that was a mistake. It might not be, though. I mean, he could safely hit me once, so maybe he did want to take 2 health off of that. That's a possibility. Alright, well, I guess we can just trade that over there, and we can even keep it alive as well, so that's alright. There we go. And we play Dragonling Mechanic. We're not going to play Raid Leader, because Raid Leader will be instantly targeted down by Defender of Argus, so that's not going to happen. So, I'd rather he not have anything on the field when I play that Raid Leader. So, I don't see a reason to just hand him a Raid Leader on a silver platter. Okay, so we're currently... I'd say we're losing slightly. We have better board than he does, but he has a slight card advantage in health. And I've not really been able to play any potent combos as of yet. What's your follow-up? Ah, Consecration. Okay. Annoying. Chillwind Yeti never got to do anything, which... Well, that's one of the unfortunate problems of playing against a Paladin deck. Those big creatures can be neutralized very easily. Alright, well, we have no way of getting rid of any of this, because we didn't pull a single Whirlwind in the entire draft, which is annoying, to say the least. We do have some big creatures. We've got Gadgetzan Auctioneer, which might be an option. We've then got Stranglethorn Tiger, which is definitely an option, and it's going to be very hard for him to deal with. So, I think we play the Stranglethorn Tiger right now, and then just armor up. Yeah, there's really no way for a paladin to effectively deal with stealth, which is nice. Like, the only big AoE you've got, and I say big in inverted commas, is the Consecration that only does 2 damage. And some people seem to believe that damage takes people out of... Oh, Jesus. He's got his own stealth, and it's way better than mine. That's a real problem, because I don't have any taunt right now. That's gonna be a real pain in the ass. I could die here. Alright. So, what options do we have? Well, probably the best thing I can do is keep the Stranglethorn Tiger in stealth, so that I can attack the Ravenholt Assassin once he decides to go for me. I'm going to take a hit regardless. There's nothing I can do to stop it unless he decides to use it on something else. So what do we have left? Gadgetson Auctioneer, Direwolf Alpha, and Raid Leader. Now might be the time when we have to play those cards. There we go. Might as well get those buffs out. No real point playing Battle Rage. Not yet. So I could go for him right now. I prefer not to do that, because I might need him to kill off the Ravenholt Assassin. So I'm not going to do that. And if I take him out of stealth, he may have a way to get rid of it. Like, he could just say Blessing of Kings on Silverhand Recruit and kill it immediately. Or Hammer of Wrath and then just trade that out. See? He's got a Blessing of Kings. So he could have done that. But now he's got an 11-9 Ravenholt Assassin. And he's copied it. Yeah, I'm dead. I am undoubtedly dead. That's definitely a GG at this point. Yeah, that just didn't go well for me in any way. It happens. I don't think there's any hope of me dealing with 2 11-9 Ravenholt Assassins with this deck anyway. Yep, there's nothing available. Can't even kill off that now because it's 11-9, so GG. Oh, that was annoying and gimmicky. But it happens. Alright. We'll try it again. Warriors are hardly my favourite, as I said, but we'll give it another shot. You know, I wish this game actually had a replay function. Would be nice, because it would let you actually try and figure out what you did wrong. Of course, you can watch the video back, but if you don't know what the guy had in his hand at the time, and, you know, the ability to pause and go through different things and maybe have certain displays available, it's a bit more difficult to analyze what you did wrong. From memory, I can't think of anything specific. Okay. Alright, we have the Bloodsail Raider, that's always nice. Yeah, we'll go with that. Unfortunately, the Bloodsail Raider is not that good early game because I don't have any weapons. It's like maybe you could combo that with an earlier weapon like a Fiery War Axe, and then that would be a 2-cost 5/3, which is pretty good. Alright, well, we begin with absolutely nothing. See what coin player's got. And then we'll respond to that. Bloodsail Raider or Direwolf Alpha. Leponome. Alright. Not going to coin into anything. Okay. Probably doesn't have any particularly good 2-costers then. Leponome's pretty annoying because playing the Direwolf Alpha would be pretty stupid here. We may just armor up and then go to Tauren Warrior. Yeah. Armor up. Let him take a swing. Because anything I can play here will guarantee die. Like, if I play a Bloodsail Raider, not only do I not gain that big attack combo that I was looking at, but he can also kill it with a Leponome followed up by a Fire Blast. So I'd rather him just run his head into my armor. That sounds like a good plan. Sun Fury Protector. Ah yes, the Taunt Leponome. Infamous in these lands. Okay, well, we have the ability to remove this Leponome. It does, of course, leave the Sun Fury Protector, but we should bear in mind that he can't actually do much to me right now, because I can just armor through it over and over again, so... That's the Leponome dealt with. And then I think we can either Direwolf Alpha, which will be immediately killed by the Sun Fury Protector. We can Bloodsail, which will be hit by that and then immediately killed by the Mage. So I think the only option is to armor up here. So he can Fire Blast that, but that would limit his options that turn if he did. Okay, so he only has 1 mana left. So he hasn't... The Sun Fury Protector didn't really do anything for him. Got the Mirror Image is coming out. Alright, they'll be mildly annoying, but nothing we can't handle. Alright, Chillwind Yeti. At this stage, it's a very awkward thing for him to handle. Alternatively, we go for the Tauren Warrior, but if we did that, what he'll do is he'll hit that and then Fire Blast it. So we're not going to let him do that. We're going to play the Chillwind Yeti, and we're going to hope that he doesn't have a way of dealing with it. He now has 4 mana, which means that what he could have is a Frostbolt followed up by a trade for the Sun Fury, or he could Fireball it straight up, which is a straight trade of 4 mana for 4 mana. He plays his own Chillwind Yeti. Alright, there's that. Well, I do have the problem now that he has mirror images bloody everywhere, so making my way through that's going to be difficult. Don't have any Area of Effect, unfortunately, in this deck, so I'm not going to be getting anything out of that. I could play the Gadgetzan Auctioneer, but unfortunately that's a safe trade for his Chillwind Yeti. I don't really like that. Then we've got Tauren Warrior. We have the same problem as last time. We, of course, also have the Direwolf Alpha. Again, not useful when he has 2 taunts out. And we don't have enough Warsong Commander and Tauren Warrior, which would be the play that I want to make. But we can't just let him do this, so I think Tauren Warrior. And then we just armor up. I don't see a better way out of that. Didn't really have any other plays available. Yep, uses the Chillwind Yeti to get through there. That's actually fine. He has a lot of taunt. And it's fairly annoying. Ah, Arcanite Reaper. I've missed you. However, it won't help us in this situation, I'm afraid. Because that is a 6 health, not a 5 health. Infuriating. Options. We've got a few. Warsong Commander into Direwolf Alpha to kill that. Then we can run the Chillwind Yeti right into there and do a lot of damage and not kill it and then whine about it. And then he will trade it for his Sun Fury Protector and leave his Chillwind Yeti alive and his Fen Creeper. This is awful. But then I suppose next time we can just kill it with the Arcanite Reaper. So I think that might even be the best play anyway. I don't see any other plays. Not at this stage. If I could only do 1 more damage to that. But it's an awkward amount. It's an awkward. There we go. Best I could think of at that time. Not doing too badly, but not doing great either. At least I get my Arcanite Reaper out next turn. So if I can get rid of that Fen Creeper, I can then use the Arcanite Reaper to kill off the Chillwind Yeti. The question is, what do I lose here? He may run the Fen Creeper straight into the Direwolf Alpha, or he could kill the Warsong Commander with it. The Warsong Commander's probably not living. We do have the combo available, the Bloodsail Raider there. Oh, no. Anything but... He's going for me with it? He's attempting to rush me down. I don't think that's a very good idea at all, but he may have a Pyroblast in his hand, or a couple of Fireballs. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I just got an Execute, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Because that means that the Chillwind Yeti goes pop. Alternatively, we kill the Fen Creeper. Alright, he may have made a mistake here, and we might want to capitalize on that. Of course, we still have his Bloodsail Raider play, but that could be coming down next turn. I think the better play here is Execute into Sunwalker. The question is, what do we execute? The answer to that... That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I think... Ooh. Either way, we lose the Direwolf Alpha or the Warsong Commander. We lose any of these guys, actually, so I don't think it even matters which one we do it to. So, Execute the taunt creature. That leaves us with using the Direwolf Alpha to kill that. I mean, the damage amount we do doesn't matter anyway. Seems no other way around that. Cool. Sunwalker. Do we want to get rid of this? Because we're going to loot... Well, we won't lose it. Bear in mind, we can still attack with this. I'm going to attack him. Yeah, I just realized I made a huge misplay. Because that thing had charge, I could have killed something by using the Divine Shield. Although, actually, I don't know if that was a misplay, because I don't know if I want to get rid of that Divine Shield so easily. I think it probably was, though, because I lost the Direwolf Alpha in the process. So I think I may have misplayed that. There may have been better ways. But I'm in a better position than I was. It's still not ideal. So in this situation, if I was him, I would pop the shield with that. Maybe sacrifice... Well, you wouldn't even have to sacrifice the Argent Commander. Pop the shield. Throw that at him. Yeah. I don't think there was a way around that. Oh, he's just going to fireball it. Alright, that works too, I guess. Especially... Yeah, he's really just going to try and kill me now. And that was one of my last taunts. So he's definitely in a position to do it. Commanding Shouts. Not really what I needed. I'm probably dead now. Yeah, most likely. Well, we got this big play. And it's like, hey, isn't that impressive? Doesn't matter, he's probably got me. I can also instantly kill that. Thankfully, this has charge. So I can get him down pretty low. If I can survive somehow, I might make this work. I doubt he's going to let it happen, though. I'm surprised he let that Warsong Commander live. Secret being played. Alright. Fire Blast the Warsong Commander. Then kill that with the Argent. Unless he just tries to rush me. If he does, he's probably out of his mind. But then again, that secret there could be anything. If he goes straight for me, that's probably a Vaporize or an Ice Block. We'll see. Yeah, he's getting rid of that. Okay, so I don't know what that is. It could be anything. That's a problem. Is it like it looks a lot closer than it really is? I don't have a lot of direct damage. I do have this Arcanite Reaper, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But I don't have any charged creatures in my deck, and he just got rid of my only Warsong Commander. So, even if that wasn't a secret that was going to stop me, I'm still probably dead. Another Arcanite Reaper. Perfect. Alright. Well, I think we armor. Do we armor? No. Yes. I would say, do we play the Gadgets on Auctioneer, but... depends. I mean, if he's got a Fireball in his hand, I'm just dead anyway, armor or no armor, because he'll just be able to hit me with both of those. I could play another Arcanite Reaper next turn. Gadgets on Auctioneer, just to say, hey, I got a threat, let's go for him. Okay, so at least I know... There's a few things that I know he doesn't have. That is not a... It's not a copy minion thingy. Yeah. It's not one of those copy minion thingies. I know that for a fact. That it is not an ice barrier. It could be an ice block. It could be a vaporize. Vaporize isn't going to make a difference against another Arcanite Reaper, though. Can he do 11 damage to me this turn? Or play a taunt? Because if he can't, I might have this. Okay, coin for the questing adventurer. But of course, that could be an ice block. He's playing a lot of stuff. I don't think he can win. It depends. If that's an ice block, he wins. If it's not an ice block, he's dead. Please don't be an ice block. It's not an ice block. I gotta say, this warrior deck really is about playing it by the skin of your teeth. Wow, okay. Sweet, that was not too bad. 2-1. I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Oh, the misplays, good lord. I will control F for the term misplay in this video tomorrow. Incidentally, if there's any females that want to try and start a Hearthstone series, just saying misplay. Misplay. Easy. I just gave you a brand. Enjoy it. I'm going to bed.